Hey you guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel. All Smiles Over Here. I am Sanja. Just like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm trying to keep you along, but y'all know if it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. The golden nugget today is don't be God-like. Instead, be God. I know some of y'all going, what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? But listen, there is a difference. I'll say it again. Don't be God-like. Be God. What am I talking about? Well, you guys, the difference between being God-like and God is this. I'll give you an example. You know how when you're hungry, okay? When you're hungry, you may go to a pizza parlor, go to a pizza joint, and you're like, I think I may want some pizza. So you go in there and you're looking at the menu and saying, oh, they got pepperoni pizza, oh, they got a supreme pizza, oh, they got chicken pizza, oh, they got da-da-da. And so you're in there for a minute trying to see what you want, but then you realize, I don't want any pizza, I don't want a pizza. So you've been at the pizza place, you go home, say, I'm gonna go ahead and cook. You get there. Well, when you get home, your kids or your husband or your wife may say to you, oh, you smell like pizza. You smell like pizza. I can smell the pepperoni. I can smell the mozzarella. I can smell the garlic. Oh, I can smell the crust. Yeah, you smell pizza like. You smell like pizza. And why they're saying that? Because you have been in that atmosphere, been around. You've been at the pizza parlor, so you've been around it. So yeah, you have a hint of pizza on you. So you smell like pizza. You're pizza-like. Same thing for us as individuals. Sometimes you may be God-like on Sunday, or God-like on Wednesday, or God-like on Friday, or God-like on Saturday. And then some other days you may not be God-like. Same thing, you go to the church or the masjid or to the temples or what have you, the synagogues, and you're around that, all the energy, because what you're hungry for more. You're hungry for more, which is natural. So you're around all that good, all that good peace, joy, and all the aroma of that, right? So when Sunday you come out, you're God-like, but Monday you may not be God-like. Wednesday you get there, you may be God-like for Bible study, and then on Thursday you may not be God-like. Friday you go to the masjid and you leave the masjid, and then Saturday you may not be God-like. You get what I'm saying? And hence, with the pizza thing, your family may say you smell like pizza, but then after you eat, take a bath, get into bed, and what have you, the next day you're not going to smell like pizza. Why? Because you're not at the pizza joint. Same hence where I say you may be God-like on Sunday, but on Monday you may not be God-like. So there's a difference. And when I say be God, it's like this. Say for instance, somebody places a slice of pizza in front of you, and they go, the person who puts a slice of pizza there, they go, ooh, that smells like pizza. Ooh, that look like it's pizza. That look like pizza. That smell like pizza. And you're looking at them like, are you kidding me? This is pizza. This is pizza. What do you mean it looks like pizza? What do you mean it smells like pizza? What do you mean it is pizza? All the same, if someone came up to me and I'm wearing a green shirt today and they go, that looks like green, I'm going to look at them and go, huh? This is green. This is green. So it's the same way with you. Being God-like or being God is totally different. Being God-like means you have some similarities of what one would think of what you think God is. You got that? Being God-like is that you see some similarities of what you think or how you think God is. You just have some similarities. Now, when I tell you guys to get aligned and connected, some of you, because of that, you're just God-like. I've been there before. And sometimes we have those moments where we have those days where you're just being God-like. What am I talking about? When you're being God-like, that means you say you're aligned and connected, but there's still something that's going on in your life that you have attached your human nature to. Thus, it's causing you to operate as if you're separate from God. And when you're acting as if you're separated from God, that means your mental thinking is one of those where you're trying to figure out how it's going to happen, or you're a little worried about something, or you find yourself where you're speaking negative. Now, when you are separate from source, then you'll find yourself holding a grudge, not being able to forgive, and all those other things of that nature, right? So you really end up operating in the state of being God-like, which means on Friday, if you went to the masjid, you may be God-like on that day, but on Saturday, you're a whole different. You're not God-like at all. Sunday, you may be God-like. But come Monday, when you get to work and that coworker get to yapping at you, you may not have that similarity of God, or what you think God should do and what God should be. You get what I'm saying? Now, here it is. When you are God, when you become God instead of being God-like, this is what happens. Take, for instance, the saying, I'm checking my time, y'all. I'm almost at 7 minutes. Take the saying of a couple who gets married. What's the famous saying? And the two shall become what? One. And the two shall become what? One. That means they are moving at the same time. They're moving at the same time, and mentally they're moving at the same time, and thought they're moving at the same time. They're making moves together. There's oneness. There's a oneness. You can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. You can't separate them. It's just one. Same thing when you get aligned and connected with source. The two become one, which means you are operating in source. It's just God. You're God. You become God. Why? Because when two become one with a couple, whoever's the strongest, whoever's supposed to be responsible, whoever's in lead, who's the head, they are the one that's up front. They're the one leading. So you become one. Same thing with source. You become one with source. Source is the what? The head front. He is the front of it all. And you're one. So when you move about, it's God moving in you, moving through this human space that we're in, right? So it's God. The eyesight, the sight that you're seeing is of God. The hearing that you're hearing is of God. The senses that you're sensing is of God. You are moving in God, of God, which means you are God. You're not God-like. Think of the pizza. Pizza's in your face. You're not going to say this smells like pizza. No, you're going to say this is pizza. Same thing. God is at your core. You're get aligned and connected. You're making sure you're not bringing any type of human patterns in when you're syncing up with source. And now it's just God. It's just God. And that's how it is. Give you another example. Say, for instance, there's this young child, really young, let's say maybe 1 year old, born and raised in a country, and their family all around them is royalty. Every family member is royalty. Kings and queens, wealth, health, strength, joy, love, peace. That's all this 1 year old knows. Then somehow this 1 year old get transferred over into another country. We'll say get transferred into a human body. Get transferred over here. And what they experience in this section over here, in this country, this different country, is quote unquote, maybe hardship, maybe a little something, But every once in a while, they experience some royalty. So every once in a while, they smell like royalty. Every once in a while, they look like royalty. Every once in a while, they walk like royalty. Every once in a while, they speak like royalty. Now, there's a difference between being royalty and being like royalty, which means there's just a certain similarities over here. But over here is the wholeness of the thing. This is royalty. This is a similarity of it, but this is royalty. So what happens? Once that child, as they have grown up, they realize my origin is royalty, just like us. Our origin within is God. So once you know that source is within you, that source is you, once you know that, then you can no longer be God-like. You can only be God. I hope I didn't lose y'all. I hope y'all ain't still saying, what you talking about, Willis? But I hope you get the gist of it. That once you really get a line of connect and you understand where whose you are and what you are, and that's source at core, then there's no way you can be God-like. It's just like somebody saying, it's just like you being a slice of pizza and somebody telling you, you smell like pizza. No, you're going to say, no, I am pizza. What do you mean I smell like pizza? I am pizza. You get what I'm saying? So listen, when I say don't be God-like and you are to be God, that is exactly what I mean. In other words, when you become aligned and connected, you make sure that you truly understand and know that when you became aligned and connected, it's just like when two become married. It says the two shall become what? One. And that's what it is. You become one with source without a separate mind. There's no separation. There's no separating. You can't separate. There's absolutely no separation between you and God once you become aligned and connected. So when you say you are aligned and connected, and if you find yourself thinking negative, or you find yourself getting a little worried, then that automatically lets you know that you are not all the way aligned and connected, which means you are not allowing God to operate in this flesh. You get what I'm saying? So when I say don't be God-like, don't be God-like. Just be God. In other words, be truly aligned and connected. I hope y'all got the gist of it. I hope I didn't confuse some of you guys. I hope I didn't lose some of you guys. But seriously, that's how I was, y'all. When I first started understanding this, and I told you, well, I didn't tell you, but I remember hearing a guy walking past. I was going into a store and I heard a guy talking to somebody else, and he told the guy, he said, I am God. And I was like, what did he just say? I was like, oh my God, that's blasphemy. Oh, that's blasphemy. But I didn't understand at the time. And I didn't want to be nosy, so I didn't stick around to listen to hear what he had to say. But at the time, I think that was a little seed the source had placed in me to get me prepared for when he did explain this to me, that you don't be God-like, you be God. Because being God-like isn't God. Being God-like it just means you have you smell like it. You just have the aroma. You have a whiff of that. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to be God-like. You just instead want to be God. In other words, God is operating fully in and through you. That's what that means. So if you hear somebody say that they're God, if you say you're God, then that's what that means. I told y'all we were created to create. How else can we create if we don't know? If we don't know that we're God, if we don't know that God is at core, and if we don't know that God can operate in and through us, then how else can we create? Right? So listen, I hope y'all got the gist of it, but I was like that, what you talking about, Willis, when I first heard that. But as Source began to allow me to understand what it meant, that there is indeed a difference between being God-like and being God. Hence the saying, I am that I am. Source, God is in core within me, so I am that. I am not God-like, I am God. Why? Because I'm aligned and connected. Thus, God is operating in and through me. There is no likeness. There's no similarity. I just am. I am that. I am. I hope y'all got that message. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I hope I didn't lose some of you guys, like I said, but I hope you got the gist of it. And if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mask a smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. I hope I wasn't bouncing here and there, with you guys. I hope you really got the gist of it and understand that there truly is a difference between being God-like and just being God. Okay? All right, you guys. On that note, not going to keep y'all long. Thanks so much for tuning in with me. I'm not going to apologize for the time. I'm right at 15 minutes. But I hope y'all, like I said, got the gist of it. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.